Hello, everyone. Welcome if it's your first time. Welcome back if you're returning. Thought I'd pull some cards today. Not quite sure what this will be. I think we'll start with an oracle. See, what's the message for the collective today? What does the collective need to know? With two, we'll take them both. Change your tune and self regulation. So focus on self right now. This is about self reflection, maybe planning your next move by assessing where you are and what changes may need to be made. And focus is on the bottom. So focus on yourself. Self focus today. Self focus. Waiting energy. Are you recognizing that something is a dead end? And you're looking inside to figure out where you need to switch your focus. A recognition that there's energy or effort that's wasted. Somebody's impatient, tired of waiting. So we got some fast moving on the bottom. Could be communication. Are you gonna whatever you decide as far as your new focus, you'll move toward it quickly. The shift that you make will maybe drastic, maybe dramatic. It will not be slow. You are going to quickly shift gears to focus on something else. And this is definitely about working hard at it. Whatever it is you decide that you need to invest in, you're willing to put forth the effort and the energy. Past energy, we have Ace of Wands. So you were inspired in the past. Whatever it is that you're focusing on, where the return on the investment either isn't there or you don't see an end to investing. You don't actually see that return coming. That was something you were inspired to do in the past. And this may be a challenge because you felt like you were meant to do that. You felt somewhat guided to do it. And so changing that's why it's difficult. That's why this is coming up, because it requires you to let go of a belief that you were guided in that direction or accepting new guidance. Maybe it's about now I'm being guided somewhere else. That also makes me think that you thought this was the end all be all. This could be a career choice. This could be a relationship. This can be a place to live. This can be almost anything. As far as something you were inspired to invest in the past, you're reassessing and looking to change direction now because there's a lack of fulfillment. Your current energy is the Seven of Wands. You are guarded against it. Again, you don't really want to change. You thought that this thing was your thing. You don't want to potentially throw away the energy, effort, money, time, whatever it was that you put into it. You don't want to see it as a loss. It's more ego than anything else. But because you're reflecting, that means to some degree you're open to getting a different answer. You don't want to waste your energy, though. That's part of the problem. You don't want to waste your current energy, and you don't want to believe that your past energy was wasted. So that's that internal conflict between you. You have to decide if you've put so much in that you can't turn back without experiencing the feeling of lost or waste, or you recognize it's a dead end and you don't want to invest further. Current situation is Page of Pentacles. You're open to looking at it a different way. You're open to seeing it. Again, the self-reflection is true self-reflection. You are open-minded and truly want a guided answer. Page of Wands, it's starting a new thing. Your answer is starting a new is to shift your focus. Wow. I have Two of Cups on the bottom. This could be something that feels very much in alignment with you if this isn't a relationship. It could just be something that appears to be meant for you. That's another thing that you may need to work through. If you truly believe that this new thing is is your thing. You're guided to it. It's meant for you. Then can you accept that while the past thing was also meant for you, that time is over? Is that going to give you a conflict in your head when you think about it? Or can you accept that two things can be right at the same time and that faded does not mean forever? That's another thing when people meet somebody or they have an intense relationship where there's clearly some sort of a spiritual tie, people think they assume it means forever. And it doesn't. Spirits are forever, but that connection may not be. Page of Wands. What's this Page of Wands? What's this new idea, new venture, this change of direction? Can we know what this will be so we know what to expect? Page of Wands. A new venture. Something that you feel passionate about. Something you may pick up accidentally. You're going to hear something about it or read something about it. Somebody's going to tell you something and it's going to inspire you or trigger you to start looking, and you'll run across something that is meaningful to you. Meaningful. Nine of Wands. Hmm. This may be something that you have been made aware of or explored in the past. And at that time, it did not seem like the right way to go. But time has changed. Your situation is different. Now is a different time. Nine of Wands. What else can you tell me about the Page of Wands? If this is a relationship, it's somebody that you previously were attached to in some way. Doesn't mean that you were in a committed romantic relationship, but you considered this person a partner at some point. You considered them a possible partner at some point, and the door has been shut. Temperance. Well, you do reach this self-reflection, looking inward, deciding your direction comes at a point in time when you are balanced. You're internally balanced. You are not an overly emotional person. You have guidance from spirit that you are actively seeking and listening to. You're following the direction of spirit. That's when you get clarity on this situation. King of Wands, so somebody extremely attractive, um, powerful for whatever reason. I never say that, but I feel power from this person or this thing, this entity. It's feeling more and more like a person to me. Um, so when you're in a good spot, oh, you're seeing this person as the King of Wands. You did in the past. You saw this person as being maybe a bit egoic and controlling. You saw them as somebody who needed too much attention and you shut the door. And you're reconsidering. You're reconsidering. You're open to viewing them differently. You don't necessarily reach a conclusion at this point, though, but you're open to looking. So maybe this is just notification that something that you assessed and possibly judged in the past is worthy of a reassessment. You got fresh eyes, you're looking at it. You have not made a decision. Even while that door was shut with the Nine of Wands, you are open-minded enough to allow yourself to have a different experience with this situation, this place, this person, or this thing. For many of you, this is a relationship. This feeling like somebody who I don't think you misjudge them. I was gonna say misjudge. You didn't misjudge them. You didn't misjudge them. So possibly they've grown. They've grown and changed. You have different needs. So what you didn't need before, you can see the value in now. There's something that has shifted. One or both of you. We have Four of Wands, so we have stability. And you're in a good place to make a decision. You are in a good place to make a decision. This would not be a decision based on desperation or need, lack of some kind. This decision is while you are in your happy place, while you are stable. Again, I said you are emotionally balanced and stable, even guided with this Temperance card. The Four of Wands, you've got your feet beneath you. You aren't seeking a partner to make up for any shortage that you have. We'll say once again, once you know you want to move quickly, Why Two of Swords then? If you're moving quickly, you'll need to work to resolve the conflict internally. The information that you need is before you, but you will become confused. So I would work to focus your attention, work to remove, meaning the way that you're viewing the situation, take out things that aren't facts. Okay? Take out things that aren't facts, take out opinions, especially if there are other people, and try to view it logically. You have all the information, but you've muddled it up in your head. You're considering too many different perspectives. You may, oh my goodness, your ego is involved possibly. If you shut the door on somebody believing that they were not sufficient or not up to snuff, not up to code, they weren't acceptable for you, you may have to swallow those words if you've spoken them. You may have to change your mindset and reconsider somebody that you did not deem acceptable. So a bit of pride swallowing here too. Gather yourself together, be open to seeing it differently, and accept that your new assessment is frankly different than it was in the past. I'll say again, but two things can be true at the same time. Accepting the conundrum in that. Seven of Cups, yet it gives you options. So now you're considering somebody an option who you previously considered not an option. They were not a viable option, but they are now coming to the forefront. Anything else for the collective? I will pull from another oracle deck to finish off this message, which is about you investing energy, time, and effort into something new, potentially a new partner, after assessing that the previous one is not fulfilling. This requires growth on your side, especially if you are rethinking a previous decision. If you know of someone who you dismissed and now you need to reconsider them, you need your ego is going to take a hit, and it's going to be difficult possibly to make that decision until you get released that ego response. Final message for the collective. What else do they need to know about this new venture, this new investment? I have two. I'll take some. Dangerous pleasure and sweet thoughts. There is something very different about this new situation. Um, there's something life affirming about it. You know what else? You going through this situation, experiencing this where you are the decision maker for someone you previously dismissed is going to give you a new perspective. It's giving you a new perspective about you possibly being rejected in the past and how you felt about it. You get to be on the side of the rejector. How does a person feel when they need to reconsider you, where they maybe um, assessed you incorrectly, misunderstood you, and then they have to come back and eat crow, meaning they have to admit that they were wrong? You get that perspective. You're in that position, so possibly you did assess this person incorrectly. You did not see things accurately. That again is part of that confusion. You need to clear out any outside noise, things that aren't fact, in order to make a decision logically and to see the situation with clarity. Okay, collective, I hope that you find this message helpful. If it resonates, please like the video, follow or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.